right, story time. So, back in December, Charlie up and quit. Charlie quitting made the whole office short staffed. So, there was a lot of repositioning going on. Um, at the very, very end of December, they hired a temp worker to sit at the front desk, right? So, when she's out, everybody has to take turns answering the phones. So like they break it up. You take an hour, you take an hour, you take an hour. Also, every day somebody has to sit up there and answer the phones while she goes to lunch. And again, that's all. We have like a rotating list. Cool. Well, she's not the cleanliness. Well, she's not the cleanest person in the world, okay? And to each his own, you know, I'm not judging, but I mean, that's just what it is. And due to the fact that, granted that is her desk, I get it, but it's a shared space if we're just keeping it true. Like somebody has to sit at your desk every single day. So like to me, keep that shit like nice. Or don't have your personal. She be having her personal paperwork out, like personal stuff up on the computer, her personal email up, and I'm like, bruh, like, and I have had a little pep talk with her and told her like you might want to put your computer to sleep before you leave, or you might, because other people around here, they're going to dig and they're going to be nosy and they're going to be all in your stuff. Also, on some Fridays, most Fridays, somebody buys the office donuts. I had to answer the phones one day on like a Thursday, and she had donuts sitting on a paper towel behind her computer monitor that had been there since the previous Friday. Disgusting. I mean, I could go on and on about how nasty the desk is, but again. So the work environment is not the best. And it's very aggravating when you have to go up there and not only deal with crazy people on the phone, but have to sit in filth. So before Charlie quit, she had two plants on her desk, but they were like always having nets and shit because when Charlie left, I said I was going to take the plants. Of course, I wanted a piece of my friend still, and I wanted to, I mean, I'm a plant girl. I have plants everywhere, so of course I was going to take them. But as soon as I realized they were natty, I discarded them. I put them in the like a main area. Somebody else tried to get them for a little while, and they also put them right back because, like I say, they always have bugs around them. Well, when she came, she put them on her desk. Now, here's the thing. Granted, the gnats don't bother you, but again, this is a shared space. The gnats are disgusting on top of having to deal with the filth and the crazy people on the phone. So I was in the kitchen fixing me some water, and another coworker was sitting at the front desk, and she was talking to the office manager, and they were talking about how buggy it was in that area. And I was like, fuck that, throw them away, because again, I know that these are Charlie's plants. It's not like she paid for them. So, and Charlie left them, so throw them away. Just the same way I threw them old ass donuts away, like just throw them away. So I picked them up and I put them in the trash, and then I went on about my day. She wasn't here that day. So a couple of days passed, and she mentioned to another coworker that she thinks that the cleaning crew threw her plants away. Some kind of way she found out that I threw the plants away. Do I care? Absolutely no. Apparently she was hot, she was mad, whatever. So when I found out that she was mad, then I got mad because I'm like, just because you are cool and used to having, living in filth and shit, that doesn't mean that we have to be subjected to that just because we have to answer the phone. So I was irate. I got to text and I got to emailing, and then I was like, you know what? Chillax. I I deleted the text, I deleted the email, and then I went to my Bible verse and I read a couple of scriptures and I calmed down. And then I emailed her and I said, it has come to my attention that you are upset that I discarded your plants. My apologies. I will reimburse you for them. Now, that's very kind of me because, again, I know that she did not purchase these plants. However, she adopted them, so they're now hers. I did that like 2 minutes before work ended yesterday. I sent her that email. When I got to work this morning, I put $10 in an envelope with her name on it and set it on her keyboard. So my email to her was, I will reimburse you for the plants that I discarded. My apologies if I upset you. Then she responded today and said, thank you. I completely understand if they were natty. I really appreciate it. So I feel good. I'm happy that I chose the route that I did because old me would have sent them texts. And then the thing about it is, y'all, I was like, the growth within myself that I keep seeing. I would have never thought. But I'm so happy that I calmed down, went straight to scripture, and did what was right, because when I threw the plants away, I wasn't caring about how she felt at all. And even when I found out that she was upset, I was like, tell her to come see me about it. And then after I thought about it and I talked to my husband about it, I realized that I was wrong. I shouldn't have threw the girl plants away, regardless if they was buggy or not. But hopefully this is a lesson for her to keep her shit cleaner. I definitely learned a lesson in this, in that I need to stop, pause, relax, relate, and release before I just do something. So all is well. There's no smoke and the creek has remained quiet.